How does society punish those people with high sex drives who seek out sex constantly with new people? Hi, my name is Martha. I'm a clinical sexologist with a doctorate in human sexuality. And I'm also a relationship coach, and you can find me at Eros Coaching. That's eroscoaching.com. So there seems to be an assumption with this question. How does society punish those people with high sex drive? So society punishes people with high sex drive. So there's an assumption that society does that. And there's also an assumption that people with high sex drive will always seek out sex with new people. So these people with high sex drives are out of control. They're dangerous. They always seek out sex with new people. So there's this assumption that people with high sex drives cannot be with the same partner. So there are a few assumptions in this question, which I just want to point out. So I want to say that this might come from your own experiences and beliefs around people with high sex drives. Perhaps you are a person with that high sex drive, and maybe you have not found the right support or community that supports your ability to be positive about your sexuality. So you can find places that will support people with high sex drives, like, I don't know, like King Community. There are online forums. There are also social groups, support groups. So in different cities, there are sex positive communities sometimes that you could look out for, people who are positive about talking about sex. Then there's also Facebook that has many, many different kinds of groups for people who identify as polyamorous, people who are in open relationships, people who consider themselves kink or into like BDSM or bondage. So there are different kinds of groups that you can seek out to support you. Then there are people who are also looking for more consciousness, like Tantra groups, or like even orgasmic yoga group, or they call themselves Omas, which I have other videos explaining what's orgasmic yoga. And they have those as well. So if you find the right support, you realize that it's not true that society punishes such people, because those people in those groups may not feel punished. So there are such people who exist. So another thing I want to say is that people with high sex drives doesn't mean that they must experience that sexuality with other people, which I already mentioned. It is a choice. It's a choice how you express your sexuality. You can choose to delve deep into yourself by mindful masturbation, which means that you practice self-pleasuring by yourself, with yourself. And so you still express your sex drive without needing to shut it down, but you are doing it without needing to find multiple partners. And then it also doesn't mean that you cannot be monogamous as well. So I have a practice which involves mindful masturbation called orgasmic yoga, which is a fantastic practice of self-love, which I highly recommend. And this is also the title of my second book. I didn't coin the term orgasmic yoga. My teacher, Joseph Kramer, did. And I love the practice so much. I've done it. I teach it. I have a book on it. So you may want to check it out. And this is Martha of Eros Coaching. Love to hear your comments, thoughts, feedback, questions. And you can always ask me your questions by going to ask@eroscoaching.com if you're shy.